What is up, folks, and welcome back to HYTALE. Today I'm going to be showing you guys 7 easy ways that you can use some of the unique blocks that HYTALE has to offer to improve your builds. Starting off with number 1, we have HYTALE's fences, particularly the lightwood fence, the drywood fence, and the goldenwood fence. Now, as you can see, these are these fence blocks in their natural habitat, but what you may not realize is you can use these blocks as replacement window panes. So you can fill these in here, as you can see. So you can fill those in there, and they actually make great window replacements. So if you want to go outside the ordinary with the normal window blocks in the game, this is a great substitute. Coming to number 2, we have the short log pieces like so. So what these are great for is if you ever have a structure where you feel like you are compelled to have these logs stick out on the end. So I'd say this is a common building practice in said other building block game. But if you want something that looks a little bit more unique, you can remove these and instead do these short logs there. Now, keep in mind that these cannot currently be found in survival, but in your creative worlds, this is a great way to add a little bit of extra detail with also not having to have that super large overhang with your log blocks. And coming to number 3, we have the infamous HYTALE shelves. These blocks are normally really great for storing items on the walls. As you can see here, you can put your potions, you could put a big plant on there. There is a lot of really cool designs. But if we come here with our shelves, you might see that these have another purpose. So if we come to our little bit of a house setup here, these actually make great trim blocks to add just a little bit of extra depth and detail to your house. As you can see, it adds a little bit of a shelf there, doesn't stick out too far, adds a little bit of support with the cool model design. And you can come in with like the large crude wooden shelf here, and you can bridge this across here, and you can sort of see it fills that shape out a little bit more. It's just an easy way to add a little bit of extra detail to your houses. Or what you can also do is sometimes, like you can see here, you have a block below these roof blocks here, which sort of auto fills in that roof area. But you can use the shelf block, if you put it under the roof block here, as a way to fill that in without having a full-size block below it. It gives it a little extra detail, a little bit of extra support, and you can also add these anywhere else just to, you know, add that little bit of extra model detail into the build. So you can do it over here as well. As you can see, it does fill that block in, and it just looks a little bit better. Coming to number 4 on the list, this is actually a pretty easy one. So these are HYTALE's stools. So you can actually sit on them if you want. So you can see it has a little bit of function there. Or as an easy little addition to your bedroom or some extra furniture in your house, you can take these guys and you can use them as really good nightstands. So if you put them right there next to it, see, I'm going to fill these out here. These make great nightstands next to your bed. They don't take up too much room. They're not a full-size block. It's just a little extra detail to spruce up your furniture a little bit more there. And before we get to the last 3 items on our list, I just wanted to remind you that if this video does help you and you are enjoying it, please be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you would like to see more. I'm also always willing to take ideas in the comment section down below, so if you have any ideas, suggestions, criticisms, etc., leave it down below and I would be happy to respond to you there. Alright, coming to number 5 on our list, we have the platform blocks. Now this is personally a huge favorite of mine in the building scope. So, as you can see, we have HYTALE's platform blocks here. These particularly I'm using today are the ancient platform, the tavern platform, the crude platform, and the lumberjack platform. I have a couple examples for builds sort of set up here behind our display, and what these are great for is if you don't want to use full-size blocks for your flooring, you can instead use these platform blocks. You can set normal things on there. It gives a little bit of an extra cool design on your floors. You can see this is a very worn floor design here if you're maybe making like a rustic cabin. Or what's nice about them is they are not full-size slab blocks. They're a little bit thinner. So if you have a build with a more narrow ceiling, as you can see, this is only about 3 blocks tall here to our ceiling, you can still have your full headroom. You can jump, you can have all that room there, and it gives you kind of a cool little top floor design. So like this adds a little bit of extra depth to your ceiling. And here I have an example showing that if you do have a 3-block high area, in most normal cases, you're probably maybe going to use slabs. And when you use slabs, you do have about 2.5 blocks of room. Or if you're just using full-size blocks, you can see that's pretty narrow there. But with the platform blocks, you get a little bit of extra room there, and you get a little bit of extra detail on the ceiling. Another one I have here is the crude platform, which makes for a great deck design. So you can see I had some stairs going up. If this is like a front porch or a deck, or if you're going to make some sort of dock going out to the ocean, these blocks are perfect for that. So definitely use these in your survival world if you want to spruce your builds up a little bit more. Number 6 on our list is another pretty easy one, and that is the rope block. So for particularly, I'm going to be using the diagonal rope design here. What this is great for is if you ever have any overhangs on your builds, as you can see here, I'm using the tent hide roof blocks here as a little bit of an overhang over our windows. You can actually angle these into your structure underneath these overhangs to give it a little bit of extra support. So then you don't have to use the shelf blocks. You don't need to use stairs to give it a little bit of extra style. The rope blocks do it perfectly. Another example I have for the rope blocks is if you want to use it to kind of tie down some logs or a pile of items on the ground, you can use it for that as well. As for the last item on our list today, we have the different types of stone wall block. You know, in most normal cases, you're going to be using these wall blocks like so. They kind of function like fences. You can build in different directions with them, and they kind of auto attach to each other. It's an overall great block in the game, but I always see them as a little bit of a different function with the chimneys or your fireplaces that might be attached to your builds. So for this particular case, I have the stone brick wall. With the stone brick wall, you can actually come to the top of your chimney here, and if you place 2 of them, they add a perfect design for the top of your chimney where, you know, would allow a little bit of smoke to get out. It's just an overall nice little detail instead of just having a flat top for your chimney. Another example I have here is the brick variants here. So this is the red sandstone brick, and this is also the red sandstone cobble wall. So if you come to the top here, once again, you get a really cool kind of chimney design at the top. Or if we break those, you could use these instead. A little bit of a wider design there. Still gets you that cool kind of chimney top. So use these at the top of your smokestacks, at the top of your chimneys, just to add a little bit of extra detail to it. And there you guys have it. That is 7 easy ways to use some of HYTALE's blocks to improve your builds. If you guys have other ways of improving builds, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and I would be happy to cover it in another video in the future. But in the meantime, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all of those wonderful things, and I will see you guys in the next one.